Hiya, it's Asheerah, and welcome to another Minecraft video. Today we are going to be going over to the breeding barn, and we're going to be pairing up some horses in order to have some amazing foals, and hopefully in the future they'll be able to find their forever home and be able to compete in all of the likeliness. We're also going to be trying to train the Mustang that I got from the previous video. I named her Cimarron, and hopefully we can get her desensitized, as I do plan to show her and eventually saddle break her sometime in the future. So, let's get right to it. So, I've been planning to breed horses from the breeding barn for quite some time. When I opened the Asheerah's Equestrian Center, I carefully selected the broodmares and the studs because I wanted horses with a very careful mind and with backgrounds. We've actually already had our first foal, which is this mule. He is a yearling, and his parents are an Andalusian and a donkey, so I can't wait to see what he does in the future. But of course, I've had to go and get the horses that we are breeding today. I decided that I was going to breed our Oldenburgs together, which is the mare that you're seeing now. Her name is Venture, and she is absolutely gorgeous. She loves her food, as you can see. She had to get a bite before I took her into the barn. And then I'm also going to be breeding two of our drafts today, which, as I was bringing her in, it seemed like Jay had already brought Bruce, who is our Budweiser Clydesdale. He's since been retired, and he's a working horse now for the village. And then I had to go and get Arthur, which is the other Oldenburg. He's a gorgeous dappled bay stallion. But as I was taking him out, I noticed that Romeo decided to take a swim inside the pond, which those studs, they absolutely love the pond and taking a dip on hot days. But here's our first pairing of the horses. I can't wait to see what their foals are going to look like. It's going to be beautiful. So this gorgeous mare that I'm going to be breeding to Bruce is our white Frisian named Betty. Fun fact, she absolutely hates dogs, so whenever I was taking her out of the pasture, I had to make sure that William was off to the side so that he wouldn't get bit or kicked at, because she just does not like dogs. She doesn't mind cats, but dogs are just one thing she is not a fan of. So she actually lives in a pasture with Steven, which is Bruce's foal. Steven is a mare, despite the name, just letting you guys know. But they stay in a little working horse pasture, because that's ultimately what they do. And of course, I had to keep William off to the side. He kept wanting to follow me, but I told him to stay. I won't be showing the actual breeding of the horses, as that tends to be very graphic. So I'm going to be leaving that out, and instead I will get back to you guys whenever the stallions are beginning to go back to their pasture, and we put the mares inside of the stalls so that they can have a safe pregnancy and give birth to their foals in the near future. After I got the pregnant mares into their stalls, I decided not to distress them and I leave them alone. And I took this time to try and go over to Cimarron and try and get her desensitized to a bunch of tarps, pom-poms, all the likes, as I truly do believe that the greatest foundations of a horse is getting them desensitized and used to other things prior to putting a saddle onto their back, which Henry has done an amazing job at keeping her company. I've put them in stalls beside each other, and it's actually been a wonderful thing to have a horse beside Cimarron. And while I was taking her out to the arena, Jay's horse was following her, which is a very odd thing to see. I did not expect that. But regardless, I took Cimarron over to the arena, and I let her explore her surroundings, as it's very crucial to me that the horse is not overstimulated whenever they're being trained. And whenever you're working with them, I don't want the horse that I'm training to lose trust in me. So I let them get their energy out and explore the area that they're in prior to me actually working with them, so that hopefully they won't feel as uncomfortable being in a new place and they might be able to trust me just a little bit more. But eventually she did end up coming to me, and I gave her a sugar cube when she did, as that was a very heartfelt thing for her to just come up to me without really needing to do anything else. But the moment I took the pom-pom out, she did not like it, which is expected. She's never seen anything like this before, and she just took off and was running around the arena. So because of this, I needed to apply pressure, and that's what I did. I would follow her around, keep my distance, I would let her react, I let her get out of her system, and eventually she started warming up slowly. Like this time she came up and then she ran off. But after a long time of trying to get her used to it, she did come up to me, and while she backed up and was still weary, I knew that she trusted me. I might need to explain what I'm doing here. A well broke is a horse that is broke to stupidity. So I was jumping around trying to get her used to having this pom-pom not just staying still, but being flared around like a madman, and it eventually worked. So the next thing I wanted to work on her with was lunging, which of course for a horse who has never done it before, she was god-awful at it. She kept walking and then stopping or rearing, and obviously she was confused. I mean, you can't get entirely frustrated that these horses are mad because they've never experienced it before. So I let her figure it out. I gave her a little bit of help. I applied some pressure, not too much. I didn't want, again, to overstimulate her, but I did let her figure it out, and eventually she got it. Oh my god, did it take a long time? But she got it. It's so amazing how smart this mare is, because I can tell, even though they told me that she was wild, I don't think she was as wild as they thought she was, because it's kind of odd how she's just so open to people and she's able to trust. I mean, that could just be her personality, but I really think there's more behind this mare as what they have told me, because I mean, I even got her up to a trot in the lunch line, which is something that I did not expect that I'd be able to do. So that's pretty amazing, regardless on if she did or not. And the Wonder Trader even interrupted me during this. It was so funny how he just popped up in the middle of it. But that was all I was wanting to do with her today. I didn't want to overload her mind, and I spent some time just brushing her down, giving her lots of lovin's and sugar cubes. She adores those sugar cubes. She's a food-driven horse, that is for sure. But I tried to pick up her feet just a little bit. She was very reluctant at it. I didn't get very far in trying to pick her feet. I was not trying to at all. I just wanted to pick them up, so in the future, you know, I could have the farrier come and it wouldn't be as much of a struggle in order to get her feet worked on and to shave them down. But I let her just go back into her stall to relax. I cooled her down with some water as well. So, because it was decent today, it wasn't entirely cold, but she was sweating because of the work that she was doing. But she looked adorable in her stall. I love this mare so much. After I got Cimarron settled down and I knew that she was doing okay, I went back to the breeding barn to check on the mares, and oh my god, there was already foals. So Betty and Bruce had this adorable white foal, which I will suspect will probably grow up to look very close to Betty, or probably more of a dapple gray. And then Venture and Arthur had a beautiful little brown foal. I did not check their genders or anything. I wanted to leave them alone for the most part, because mares can sometimes get territorial. But I decided, why not, since I'm in the training mood, I already trained Cimarron, I was going to try and train the mule just a little bit. Given that he is a yearling, I just wanted to get him used to brushes and being tied up on cross ties. So I spent this time just looking over him, picking up his feet like I was doing with Cimarron, and brushing him down, giving him some lovin's. These horses absolutely love them. He's adorable. I've been half tempted to try and buy him myself after he is fully grown, but alas, I left him be. I checked on the mares and foals again, and then I decided I was gonna go check out a village. This village is a recently new thing, and it's the Christmas village. We've already done a lot of events there, but there is so much to do. There are little shops that you can go to, there's stables, there's an inn, there's even a pet store. And I've had so much fun coming to this place and doing cross country or sledding. And I thought, well, why not tonight me and William go over to the inn and we just explore and stay there for the night because it's absolutely gorgeous and I wanted a place to sleep other than the apartment, because sometimes a new change of scenery is always amazing. So I hope I get to see you guys in the next one.